Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to finish deep cleaning my kitchen. Gardening season is upon us. It is starting to get warm outside and the soil is definitely warming up, so I need to get this kitchen cleaned. This did take me about a week to get this other side. If you missed part 1 and 2, I did the opposite side of the kitchen, which I will link down below. I did take this day by day. It was actually a perfect week to do it because it was a week straight of rain and cold weather. So I went through every single one of my cabinets. I took everything out and I wiped them down and I reorganized everything. The point of this deep cleaning for me is to streamline everything in my kitchen, only keep things up here that are getting daily use or stuff that I really need to have on hand. We have some very big goals in the garden this year, so I know we're going to be busy. Doing this deep cleaning is also going to help it, so living in here is going to be easier this summer. So first, this was my tea and coffee cabinet. There's some other things in it too. I am just going to combine my herbal teas together into this jar. I like to grow and harvest my own teas. It saves you a ton of money. You know where it's coming from, and honestly, it tastes really good. Growing your own tea is actually really easy. And in the summer, I like to use these herbal teas to make sun tea with, and I don't need all these jars floating around in the cabinets anymore, so I am just gonna combine them, make my own little mix. I had dandelion, chamomile, and lemon balm. And I will use the same mix for herbal sun tea throughout the summer. Of course, when fresh herbs come in from the garden, I might put some in there too. But for now, this is what I'm going to do just to kind of empty out that cabinet a little bit. I also went through and combined a bunch of packages. I don't really mind if things are kind of mixed up so long as it's like the similar. So this was whole bean coffee. I definitely don't need 2.5 bags floating around, especially since the one bag only had just a little bit left. And the rest of it will be done similar. And I also took the time to refill any and all containers or canisters or anything like that throughout the kitchen. So this is my sugar. You'll see over on my spice cabinet that I refilled all the spices. This is my time to get everything full to the tip top. Now for our Tupperware cabinet. So fun fact, these cabinets actually go straight through. The doors on the other side actually open up too. But honestly, it causes these cabinets to get really disorganized really fast. And honestly, Tupperware is kind of hard to keep organized, and especially if you have different shapes and sizes, which we ended up doing. Honestly, I felt like it was the plastic aisle down the thrift store. If you thrift like me, you know exactly which aisle I am talking about. It's in the kitchenware, where everything kitchenware is plastic and it's all categorized by color. Honestly, when I was cleaning this out, that's what I felt like I was shopping through. There was just so much in here. But I definitely took everything out, wiped this cabinet down, and I actually ended up having to get rid of some of these Tupperwares because they didn't have their matching lids or they were just bent and broken. And if you listened to my last video, you know that I am doing a New Year's resolution called Clean Kitchen Reboot, where I am trying to switch all my cooking surfaces to cleaner surfaces. Tupperware is definitely next on my list to change. I would love to switch to glass. Honestly, this is gonna have to be a thrifted adventure though, because glass Tupperware is expensive new, but I know I've seen it in thrift stores, so that will be coming up soon, hopefully. This is also the cabinet I keep all my Dutch ovens and stock pots, and then on the other side I also keep all my flour and oats and sugar. It's a very useful cabinet, but like I said, it just needed to be reorganized and cleaned out. This turned out so much better. Next, I actually brought up my dehydrator up for the summer, and I ended up putting this basket thinking I would use it to dry herbs and stuff on, but it ended up being a junk collector. So I don't like to keep spots where junk piles up like this because it just piles up and then I ignore it. So I went through it and got rid of it, and I ended up putting a basket that we actually hold all our vitamins in. It was just much better than this. Now it's time to tackle the spice cabinet. My grandma actually gave me some of her old jelly jars with the cute little gingham tops. I found these to be perfect for my spices because I love buying spices in bulk, but I don't like handling a bunch of bulk containers, and I also don't like handling like the little tiny containers. I'd rather just have a mason jar, hold a good amount that will last a long time, and these little jelly jars worked perfectly. So what I did is I washed them, got all the labels off, which hot soapy water is enough to soften the glue to where you can take a sponge and just scrape all those labels off. Definitely took everything out of this cabinet and gave it a good wipe down. I reach in here constantly. That's why it's right next to my stove. We cook a lot of food from scratch, so I use a ton of spices. I combined and got rid of all the tiny little spice containers. I put everything in these little jelly jars. I actually switched some of my mason jars into these jelly jars because I wanted my mason jars open again for canning. Now I also deep cleaned my stove, and then after that I tackled my oil cabinet. This is just a cabinet that can hold all my oils because my kitchen cabinets are actually too short to hold my oils. I rearranged the top, took everything I'm not using back downstairs, kept everything that I need for daily use up here, and it feels so much better in here. My kitchen is completely deep cleaned, it's wiped down, it's degreased, it's organized and tidy, and I am so excited that I did this during the week that it was rainy and cold because now it's warm and we can go outside and start working in the garden. I really hope this helps. I hope it gets you in your kitchen, and I will see you in the next video.